So 3 days ago now, we managed to make it up to level 7 of the Afterlife Adventures castle event. I didn't actually show you us getting the key and getting the Cherry Wyrm dragon, so we're going to do that. I'm so glad you're doing better, Arya. I was worried. Well, thanks to you and the Anubis dragon, I'm safe. And is it just me, or do I see you two getting along? I guess we are, but can we talk more about how I kept you safe, and let's go find Donkey. I'm still a little worried about his apparent change of attitude. Never stops with him getting shut down, but there is the pretty little Cherry Wyrm dragon in our path. I like it. I like the colours. Just the greeny blues. I fall in love with them. They're too good. So this is where we were at with 5 days to go. Oh, Donkey, where are you? We want to hear more tunes. Actually, we want to rescue the divines and get out of here. Dunkel Viking. Wherever he is, we might as well take our time. This chamber is huge. There is so much to explore. So, this chamber I wouldn't say is huge, air quotes, but it is, I believe, the most expensive level that we have ever had in a castle event in DML history. Again, I believe that that is the case. At least some of the individual path costs are incredibly high on this level. This is the biggest chamber yet, so you must be the head honcho dragon. I have Strum come to play you a song. Oh. This must be the Chronoisis dragon. It's supposed to guard fate itself, but something's wrong with it. Now that's foreboding. I say we let the Dunkel Viking play his song. I've got a feeling it'll help the Chronoisis dragon feel a little less chaotic. So the idea is maybe Dunkel Viking had the secret ingredient all along. So rather than making fun of him for his musical talent, should have just accepted him. Chronoisis dragon, you are free to fly. You hold our fates in your clawed hands, and we should share some pie. And then I don't have the twang noises. I apologize in advance. Weird lyrics, weird melody, but like you said, life needs a bit of order and a bit of chaos. Very true. And it looks like the Chronoisis dragon is all evened out. Whew. Now let's explore the rest of the rift before heading home. Isn't that just wonderful? Look, everyone's happy, everyone's glad to be here now. But essentially, there are a couple of paths that are cheaper than the others. The middle chest is extremely expensive. I think it's around the 10,000-ish mark. 10,000 just for a single chest is a lot of event currency to have to expend, but let's time skip. Well, this is what we're up to now with 2 days remaining on the event. You can see we've got every single chest apart from there are 3 chests remaining in the final level. Yes, I went to probably the most expensive path first because, as I was saying before, I wanted to see if it was possible for players that don't use the map guides to complete the event still, as in, if you're not optimizing the correct routes to go down, can you still finish the event? I did find out which ones were the cheapest path, but I'm going to do it the good old Pepega way and see if we still can finish with a reasonable amount of time remaining, because it's the first time I've ever done it that way, so I'm intrigued to see what the result's going to be. But aside from that, we do have that beautiful little Cherry Wyrm to go ahead and hatch. Look at the egg. It's just a basic egg. This I would look at and I would go, yeah, that looks like a snake's egg, or yeah, that looks like a dragon's egg. You know, some of them, like the hamburgers and that, you might be a little bit confused seeing them, but this one, no, it's exactly what it says on the tin. But here's a cute little epic with plant energy and void. He'd probably be pretty cool for someone that doesn't have many epics. So the Cherry Wyrm dragons come out to dance in the springtime. They can be seen wiggling rhythmically beneath cherry blossom trees and trying to catch the falling petals on the tips of their pink snouts. Aw, that's true. They do have a little bit of a pink spot on the front. Ain't that just cute? I like it, and I like that that's mentioned in its actual description, because a lot of the descriptions, they're either just big memes, or they're like, this dragon's very mean, but this one, it like directly talks about his design, which I'm a big fan of, actually. But again, just a cute little snaky boy. If you're a fan of little snaky boys, you'll probably like this one. I know that there are a group of people that really hate the more plainer looking dragons, because they're like, no effort went into this one, I see, but I am a big fan of them because some dragons can definitely look over-designed. First thing that comes to mind is some of the Dragon City dragons look way over-designed for, you know, what the game is, and it's just overbearing on the eyes. So, I'm actually a big fan of just simple simple but cute, or simple but cool looking every so often. And I like his horns. I do like his horns. I mean, the fact that all of the dragons have the same body type sometimes can be a little bit annoying, because it's like, all I see in you is a different dragon, but could be worse, I suppose. Definitely could be worse. So we've got to collect all of our event currency and spend it on that 2,000 costing chest, and then we'll only have 2 more left to go. Ideally, with the way that we've done the event, we will not get the key until the final chest on this level that we're on. Because normally, if you do it the other way, you're hoping to get the key as soon as possible so that you can get the Anubis dragon. But since we already have an Anubis dragon, I don't want another Anubis dragon. I just want the Chrono Pep dragon as soon as I possibly can. I did not mean to click on that, but sure, I'll take the chest. And again, for players that want to make sure that they're going to get as many pieces of Chrono Pep as possible, go back to the old stages, clear out the old stages first, then come back to the final stage. It just means that you're going to have more pieces in general, which is better than not having as many, because even then, if you end up missing out on getting the Chrono Pep dragon, at least then you have the ability to potentially in the future get more pieces if they ever go on sale. You know, because rather than being 8 pieces away, you might only be 2 away. And that is a lot cheaper if it ever comes out in gem bundles or anything like that. We've seen it before with other divines, so it's not impossible by any stretch. So definitely something to keep in mind. But there we go. Number 24 out of 25. Not seeing the key is a good thing. Again, if we're not seeing the key, this is good for us this time around. I'm probably still going to say, wow, my luck, am I right, if we don't get it until the last chest. But it doesn't mean that I'm not happy about that being the case. But realistically, this shouldn't take too much longer. But we've still only got 2 days remaining. Again, if we'd have done the chests in a different order, the most optimal route, we would probably already be opening that second last chest by now. But this was all for the sake of science, and that is all that matters at the end of the day. We've got to try out science sometimes, right? Oh, and I just remember we've got some divine tickets to open up, so should we go and open up those? I say we go and open up some divine ticket chest things before we go and do our win battles quest for now, because that can get really quite tedious. But these are probably the last set of divine tickets we are going to be opening for the whole event. So if we don't get Cyrus in these pieces, we don't get Cyrus just outright, which I'm not expecting us to get it. If we do get it, I would be very, very surprised and very happy. But main thing I wanted here were these bonus set of gems. Look at that. 2 lots of 75 gems. Ooh, it's delicious, dude. It's absolutely delicious. Do remember, it's possible for us to get, I believe it's a 40 piece of Osiris. It's possible for us to get I think it's a 10 piece as well. So, anything is possible, but it is very unlikely. Why is that ticket on the far left so tiny? Why is the ticket on the left tiny? You see that? Why is it tiny? What? What? Why is there just one ticket for Osiris that's tiny? Oh. Okay, I'm moving on from that. That freaked me out a little bit. It's like, it's tiny. Does that mean it's special? No, it's exactly the same. It's just a single piece. Of course, if that would have been like a full Osiris piece, I would have laughed my head off. It would have been so funny. But we don't have that kind of luck here. Not here, boys. Never have with these divine chests. And like I've said before, I deserve it since I smack talk them so much. I'd expect them to be very cross with me. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But we're probably gonna finish at about 100 pieces of Osiris, which means we'd be 20 away. Which, it's so close, but no cigar. And no divine pieces. Alright, we finish with less than 100 pieces of Osiris then. That's fine, I guess. I mean, he's come out for 2 events already though now, so I'm thinking that is he actually ever going to get re-released again? Because we've seen him quite a lot, who knows? But I'm not really willing to invest any gems or real-world money into making this happen, so I guess bye-bye Osiris. I'm not going to miss you, but the divine chests do end in 2 days. And in case you're wondering where I got the tickets from, it's from the weekend events that are on right now. Again, the last time I did chest openings, everyone's like, how did you get 100 free tickets? You must have bought them. It's like, really? You don't know about the weekend events? What have you been doing with your time? Like, literally, how do you not know about weekend events in DML by this point? It's actually kind of crazy. Like, the weekend events have, over time, given us tons and tons and tons of extra tickets. Nothing to snuff your nose at by any stretch. Obviously, if we'd have done the boss challenge event as well, we probably would have gotten a lot more extra tickets. But I was unwilling to do it, and I was too busy at the time to do it. So that's just how Divine events are. It's like, hey, you've got literally anything to do for any point during this entire month. Well, screw you, I guess. That's just what the whole Divine events feel like, just a massive slap in the face. It's like, what, you've got any semblance of a life? Shouldn't be playing this game, dude. You want to get Osiris and actually, like, be unavailable for 2 days of the month? Funny joke. And this is where the discrepancy between PC playing or just, you know, set place items and, say, mobile gaming and tablet gaming comes in. Because if you're someone that's got your phone with you, even if you're out doing stuff, say at work, or you've just got stuff to do in general, it doesn't take that long to open up your phone and go and do it. Whereas, if you play on PC, for example, my desktop doesn't move. It's not like I can take my desktop into town with me for a 3-hour journey to go and get some keys cut. That's not how that works, in which case I end up missing out on doing certain parts of the event or missing cooldowns during an event that other people that are on mobile don't miss out on. And I'm sure it's the same with other devices as well. It's like, you know, there's so many different types of devices that people can play on, but most of them are mobile or tablet devices. I don't know how big the PC population of players for this game actually is. It's probably not that big comparatively. But the players that do that are at a distinct disadvantage purely because of how demanding the events are. If the events weren't so over-the-top demanding, it wouldn't be an issue. But since they are, if you can't take your stuff with you, you're just always gonna be behind. And that's just the way that it's been since release. And they don't care. They literally don't care that players that are playing on a certain platform are literally at a major disadvantage. But, you know, I guess at the end of the day, it's just their way of saying, well, if you can't finish the event, just aim for a lower milestone, hee hee ha ha ho. Right? I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles, my friends. Look at that, a single tile. Thank you for allowing us to move so far here, game. I really appreciate that extra tile of space. But in general, Afterlife Adventure level 7 is incredibly long. If you've never actually checked the wiki, apparently level 7 takes 54,000 minimum sapphires. If you've got to skip some battles, maximum it could take to finish off the entire level is 117,000 basically. 117,000 is impossible. So you need to have even leveled teams if you're looking to finish off these events at this point, which is also something I've never liked about the game, because rather than you being able to play the game how you want, with a select team of dragons that you want, you can't, because if you do that, then all of your progress during castle events and specific other events, and if you don't have AoE attacks, you can't do the bottomless dungeon. It's like a game that's about collecting so many different species of dragons and different kinds that I thought it was supposed to be about allowing the player to use who they wanted, yet you literally can't, because what if, let's say, hypothetically, your favourite dragon in the entire game was the fire dragon? You can't use that. You can't use the fire dragon, you just gotta leave him to die, basically. I mean, even if your favourite dragon was, say, the verdant dragon, but then what if your second favourite dragon is the moss dragon, but then your third favourite dragon is the panda dragon? knows all of those have shared elements pretty much. Plant, earth, and then you've got barely any elements that you can use. So it's not like you can use those dragons either. And plus they're going to suck because they're not legendary or divine. But then you use legendary or divine, and then you don't have as many elements to use. It's just a big pain in the ass, basically, trying to work out what's the best way to do it. And it just shuts off a lot of player creativity with teams, which I'm not a fan of. It's like in Pokemon, you see lots of different teams in lower tiers, not in the highest tier. You see like the same 8 Pokemon because it's unbalanced. But if it was balanced, you'd see a lot of different variety. In this game, even though there's so much to choose from, there's so little that a player can actually use if they want to play the game to the standards required for the castle events. I don't know. It's a problem I've had since release. I don't think it's ever going to stop because they clearly don't plan to change it. But hey, that is just the way that the cookie crumbles. I feel like I always have something to complain about every day. So rather than ranting for any longer, I am going to go. But regardless, I hope that you get what you're looking for out of the events, and any dragons that you were hoping to get out of the Divine event in general, I hope you got them. If you didn't, I hope they bring them back in bundles. But we'll have to wait and see if that's going to happen. But for now, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here, and until next time, I will see you then.